Hello and welcome to the Wawa video release. It's spectacular. My name is Lorne and I provide content for Mags FM, a radio show based here in Philadelphia. And today we're going to be celebrating and discussing and talking about a video. Oh, okay. All right. That was a brief segment of what we're going to be talking about today. It's a song that has kind of grown and expanded on its own. We have the author here of the song, the songwriter, Gretchen Elise, and as well as the performers for the song and the video. And later on, we're going to be showing the video. And we have a special guest, City Commissioner Omar Sabir is going to be talking about voter registration. So let me start by introducing Gretchen Elise. Hello, Gretchen. Can you hear me?
I can. Actually, I can hear you and myself in extra special, multi-dimensional echo chamber situation.
This is beautiful. Work through it.
So
how I want to start basically.
Exactly. Just like everything. And
how I want to start this session off is basically talking about the song, how it came about, and basically your background as it relates to music. So can we start about how did the song come about, and tell us about the creation of it? Yep.
Yes, and before we even start, I want to just say hello, because we have people.
We can't hear.
I know, I'm trying.
Okay, hello?
Want to try that again?
I want to say hello to everybody who from different parts of the world is logging in right now and watching us live.
Okay. How did the idea for this wonderful song come about?
So we were hired, my band was hired to play a fundraiser, which is West Park Cultural Center in West Philadelphia, and that was in 2017. At any nonprofit fundraiser that I do, I try to highlight the things that will be sold to raise money for the nonprofit. And they had a Wawa raffle basket. Some of you may be familiar with Wawa. It's a convenience store in Philadelphia. And I wanted to bring attention to this song and to the opportunity for people to help make money by buying raffle tickets. So I came up with a tune. I was going to sing Black Coffee, which is really kind of a sad jazz tune that's like feeling kind of lonesome. You know, I thought that would not sell tickets. So we came up with a really catchy tune on the spur of the moment. I thought I wanted to have a Caribbean beat. So we just put together on the fly a tune that has a soca beat and a hook that goes, wake up and jump, get your coffee, wake up and jump. And it turned very popular. People asked us to replay it. It became my most popular tune. People jumped during live performances with us as a band. So a lot of people encouraged me to try to license it to Wawa, to try to get them to adopt this as their new theme song. And I thought that would be a great project. It would be a new learning experience, and it's such a community building tune. I thought I could put a video together, kind of like Pharrell's Happy, where lots of people are jumping. And in any event, I would get started on my new professional recording, since it's been a long time since I released a recording, an album. And we'd get a video, and this might be the commissioner calling actually right now. Let me ask him if he can stay on the line for a minute while you segue to him. Greetings, this is Gretchen Elise.
Hey, this is Commissioner Sabir.
Hi, Commissioner Sabir. We are really happy to have you on the line. I was just finishing up telling the audience, which is clicking in from all over the world. We have people from Brazil and from Germany and from Norway, from the United States that are listening to the broadcast. So I was just explaining the genesis of my song, the Wawa song, and how I was trying to license it to Wawa. And after we were entering this pandemic, I wondered how I could release this song in a meaningful way. And a friend of mine, drummer Karen Smith, suggested that I combine it with a Get Out the Vote event. And that really struck a chord to me. So I reached out. Interestingly enough, the hook of the song, wake up and jump, actually correlates very well to wake up and vote, wake up and vote. So the last couple performances, we've thrown that in there.
I love it.
And I reached out to my friend Sheila Simmons if she would join us to give some political knowledge or some really voting knowledge. And she said right away, no, you need to call Commissioner Omar Sabir. So let me first ask you, what should we call you? And tell us a little bit, how do we address you properly as the commissioner? And can you explain to even this international audience what is your role at the commissioner's office?
Okay. Again, just Commissioner Sabir, or even Your Honor, will be fine, practical. The city commissioners are a 3-member bipartisan board in charge of elections and voter registrations in Philadelphia County. We are bound by local, state, and federal guidelines. And we basically assure that every one votes count and everything's running accurately. And the county commissioners, traditionally they had taxation power. They transported the prisoners. They handled a lot of the duties as mayors. But then there was a consolidation of Philadelphia about 1854, where they consolidated all of the towns in Philadelphia and made it one big city. Philadelphia County is a little bit different. Maybe there might be about 4 or 5 or so cities that are actually counties across the country. And again, Philadelphia has a long, rich history. So as time went on, they invented the council, the mayor. They took a lot of the responsibilities away from the county commissioners. And across the state, they still have those same functions, but in Philadelphia County, our commissioners just handle all the election functions and the voter registration.
Wow, thank you so much for that history lesson, because a lot of that was new to me. So Commissioner Sabir, we are facing a very, very important election, and we have lots of information that we would like to know that I'm sure you have been sharing across the city to lots of different constituencies. Can you give us some information on how people can make sure to get their vote counted?
Okay, well, the first thing, since we got people from the world listening, I just want to let everyone know that their voice needs to be heard, and to not allow anyone to intimidate you or to make you feel like you're not important or that you are insignificant. We need to hear from you. Policymakers listen to voters. So if you're not a voter, then policymakers will not listen to you. It's a shame, but it's the way of the world. I wish it was different. There's scarce resources when we look at these budgets and budget allocations. And, if you don't come out and vote and stand up at the polls and be accounted for, you will not receive the resources or accountability that you deserve for your community. That's why so many people died for this sacred right that we have now. And I'm urging everyone to express themselves and to use this. platform. You can vote by mail. Go to PhiladelphiaVotes.com up until October 27th, and you can request a vote by mail ballot. And you have up to October the 19th to get registered for this upcoming election.
Philadelphia Votes. Excuse me. I just want to point out to the listeners, the viewers, that PhiladelphiaVotes.com and VotesPA.com are actually on the bottom of the screen during this whole broadcast. So you don't have to scramble right now, but do write those down, please, and go to them and find out what you need to know.
Yes, right. So if you go to that website, you can apply for your vote by mail ballot. You can check your registration. You can find out where we have these satellite office locations at. And with these satellite office locations, you can walk into one of the locations. You can get registered to vote. You can request a replacement vote by mail ballot, or you can request a vote by mail ballot. And most important, if you need information, we want to make voting accessible for people. I know people have questions. I know that there's a lot of confusion going on right now, and I know that it's a very intimidating time right now. We want you to know that us, the County Board of Elections, we have satellite offices where they're open 7 days a week, and you can go to PhiladelphiaVotes.com again to get all the hours, to get all locations. But we have these locations where, again, you can get registered, you can request a vote by mail ballot. If you receive one from us, you have questions, and you can fill it out. And so you can vote by mail. Postage is free. So if you choose to put your ballot in the mail, again, the postal service works well. That's the way how I mail my ballot in, and it came in. They just asked it for more time. But I put my ballot in on Monday night, and by Wednesday night, the County Board of Elections receives it.
Okay.
But again, we understand that it's COVID, so if you're going to mail it, we want to give it at least 7 days. That's what the post office told us. But again, if you want to drop your ballot off at any one of these satellite locations, you're well to do it. You open up 7 days a week, and if that's the way you want to vote by mail. Now also on Tuesday, November the 3rd, we will have polling locations open, and you can go and you can vote. We're going to have an overwhelming majority of our polling locations open, so you can come and you can vote in person. If you want to press that machine, we will have PPE available. It will be safe. No one will be intimidating you. We have partnered up with the top organizations to provide the election security that you deserve. And again, especially if you live in a county like Philadelphia, there's no reason. The only reason why you're not going to vote is if you don't want to vote.
Got it. So where do people? I'm sorry to interrupt. Can you tell me where people find on that site the location of the satellite locations they can go to before the election, starting now?
Okay, yeah. So it should be an icon. You just click on either voters, or you just click through it. Like when you click on it, it got all the information in there. And then there's also another icon on there as well that we're looking for workers. Right on that front part, there's an announcement. We formed a partnership, and we look at the staff.
Hang on, I'm sorry, Commissioner. We have it up right now on the screen. So do we click where the vote by mail section to find those satellite locations?
Hold on, let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. I was trying to talk you through it. It should be. Okay, so when you Google search it, so it'll say where's my polling place at? And then like that. And then to be able to put your address at the top, so you can put your address right in that icon, and then it's gonna give you wherever your polling place is at.
I actually have it as well from a flyer that Working Families gave right out. So, hey, super producer, can I just put this right in front of the camera?
Sure.
So people can read the satellite locations right here? There we go.
All right, yeah. So right would say additional satellite offices open at right on the homepage. That's where our locations are at right now.
Okay,
So you
perfect.
go back to the homepage. It says additional satellite offices open. You can just click that. It's right on the latest updates, right on the homepage.
Okay, we'll find that later in the broadcast and make sure before the end. We'll.
Okay.
Sorry for making you work extra hard, super producer Mr. Andrew Gormley behind the scenes here. We'll pull that up again before the end of the broadcast so people can really just write down where's the location closest to them. So that's perfect.
Right. And then also too, we're trying to hire over 100 temporary election jobs across Philadelphia.
Right. So poll workers. Poll workers are the next thing. No?
No, it's poll workers, but then we also have temporary election jobs to fill the satellite office locations.
Okay.
We want to expand the hours, and we want to open up, more of the locations. So what we're looking for clerical assistants that will work at election satellite offices across the city, helping voters to obtain and submit mail-in ballots and register new voters. Clerical assistants perform data entry, customer service duties, or a mix of both. These are full-time temporary positions to the November 2020 election, starting at $13.75 an hour. Applicants must be 18 years or older and a resident of Philadelphia. Additionally, applicants should possess data entry skills, have customer service experience, and have knowledge of office procedures, basic Microsoft applications, and arithmetic.
Okay,
So
great.
we people, right. And again, so that's on our website as well. That's right on the homepage. So there's an announcement saying the city of Philadelphia is partnering with the city commissioners hiring clerical assistants. So all you do is when it says read more, you click on to that. You can fill a link out right there. And then there's also additional satellite offices opening. You click that, and then it's going to tell you where all our locations are.
Got it.
Again, we need you guys. Again, spread the word. If people want to work, again, all the way up until past election day, again, I think it's a rewarding experience. And the more people we have to fill out those job fillings, then we're going to have people being able to keep our satellite offices open. That's what we want. We want as many people as possibly can.
Perfect.
To fill those jobs so we can get those satellite offices open. And again, vote for your community. Vote for a resource-rich community. Vote for accountability. You have the power. You have to tell your friends, you have to tell your family how important it is, and you can make sure that they vote. There's no excuses. You can check the registration online. You can find out where the polling locations are online. And again, if you need any further assistance, my email is Omar, O-M-A-R, .Sabir, S-A-B-I-R, at Phila.gov. Omar, O-M-A-R, .Sabir, S-A-B-I-R, at Phila.gov. Send me an email. If there's anything we can do to assist you for your voting needs, please let me know.
Perfect. You know what we'll do? We're going to put that email right up on my website afterwards. So when people come, want to see the video again, they want to see if they can purchase the tune, the information for the PAVotes.com and PhiladelphiaVotes.com are going to be right up there along with your email address so they can reach out personally.
Thank you. Listen, and keep up the good work. I'm very inspired about what you're doing. And again, you're doing meaningful things. And again, the things that we're doing on COVID-19, this is historic.
Absolutely.
And,
Absolutely.
the first time that we're doing that, we're being virtual. Everybody's being creative to get the word out there. This virtual party. I mean, this is great. And I applaud you for your efforts, and I salute you for your efforts. Thank
you so much. It's a team effort, absolutely, and I appreciate your support. And please thank your Deputy Commissioner as well, Joseph Driscoll. He's really been helpful in getting you on the line for this international broadcast. So have a great day, spreading the word about voting, and go vote. Right. Go vote. Everybody go vote.
That's right now.
All right. Take care, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Bye-bye now.
Wow. That was really informative. So so we'll have all that information, websites, emails, on a web page. It's on the bottom of the the lower third. So yeah, get out there and vote November 3rd, make it happen. So right now, where are we at? Right now, I think, do we have some video? Can we show the people? Of
oh yeah.
Is that something that you want to do right now?
Super producer. We were going to show the video of the Wake Up and Vote from the concert last week.
Sure.
And
so what are we seeing?
what we're seeing is I was asked to do a concert with my band at Unitarian Universalist Church in Mount Airy as a fundraiser for Jazz Bridge, which is a nonprofit organization that helps nonprofits, that helps jazz musicians in times of need.
So there wasn't any audio on that. Was that the song?
I'll sing it for you. Wake up and vote, wake up and vote. Get your ballot, wake up and vote, wake up and vote. Wawa! That was not the song.
Right, okay.
That was not the song.
So let's bring in Naeemah Maddox, who is an artist of her own right, and she was a collaborator, I believe, musically on this project, right?
Absolutely.
Hello, Naeemah. How are you?
Hello. I'm doing fine.
She's
Welcome
been recording and performing with me for 10 years since my last CD release.
I didn't repeat that again. I did not hear you.
Let me have a little side note conversation also with the producer. Producer, should we disregard the hearing that we hear and just speak?
I think, I mean, I can't. Yeah, I think so. Hold on. I'm getting off the crosstalk here, and I can't account for it.
Are you getting a weird echo?
You guys not getting an echo? Listeners
love
in the
live
world,
stream.
are you hearing me twice or 3 times? If so,
Can we keep it? Can we keep the sound? Can we keep that effect? Let's keep it. Remix. So Naeemah, right.
let me see what Facebook says.
How did you get involved with the project? How did you become associated with this wonderful song?
Well, like Gretchen said, we've been kind of working together for about 10 years. Initially, I met Gretchen because she was looking for backup singers for her CD release, for a CD she released called Time and Space in 2010. And ever since then, we found out that we lived in the same neighborhood, West Philly, and she would call me to do all these community gigs. And within those 10 years, we just become like really good friends. In a way, she's like a mentor to me. And I'm just really thrilled that I get to be a part of her band and a lot of these community events. So she asked me, actually, I think I did that gig with her when she was rallying off the Wawa goods. And, she had this wonderful song, and then that just progressed into her, trying to pitch it to Wawa. But anyway, she asked if I wanted to do the background vocals on it, and I definitely jumped at the chance to work with her and Doug and Anam. And yeah, that's basically how it came about. She just said, "Hey, you want to throw some vocals on?" And I said, "Oh yeah, definitely."
Was it a difficult song for you to embrace? It's very, it's a soca rhythm, right? How familiar are you with that genre of music? And was there a degree of difficulty getting, or making it authentic and making it your own and bringing yourself into the experience?
Yeah, wouldn't say I'm terribly familiar with soca as its own genre, but I just love all types of music. So to me, I could rock with anything. It was, as soon as I heard the beat, I was just like, yeah, I'm into it, So Yeah, there wasn't really a learning curve when it came to actually being able to feel it and get into the music. But yeah, I just, it's great to have an opportunity to perform different styles of music, and that's the reason why I like working with Gretchen, because she does have this jazz, soca, R&B kind of fusion thing going on.
Cool. Gretchen, let me ask you, how familiar are you with soca? Is that a big part of your repertoire?
Well, I actually became really more exposed to lots of different Caribbean beats while living in Boston. There are a lot of Caribbean communities in Boston, and I spent a lot of time going to the Caribbean Carnival in Boston, where that was the first time I saw actual live Tassa bands, which are bands that have lots of people with lots of different instruments, all polyrhythmic, walking down the street, dancing. And that really had a big effect on me. So I started, I guess, listening more to soca music. But I mean, it's so contagious. Everybody loves rhythms that come out of the Caribbean. A lot of them have primarily African diasporic roots. Of course, reggae, soca, calypso. And I think my music is often a fusion of different styles. Naeemah has no trouble. She is a vocal wizard. She can sing over anything in any style. I've heard her in many different styles, and her own independent music is very different. But I was very lucky to have her be able to layer vocals. Actually, Doug Grigsby, our phenomenal producer, helped her set up these vocal files, these recording files, so that everything was stacked. And literally there's 4 voices on top of 4 voices in a different part on top of 4 voices and a third part. So it was this whole collage. And
Wow.
yeah, she could sing me into a corner. So we have a good collaboration, and the mentorship works both ways. It's a two-way street.
Fantastic. So this is not the first project you've worked on together. So you have like a familiarity with each other, what she brings and to your projects. Is that correct? It's not the first time you've worked together. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, correct.
Yeah, we've been singing. Correct. We've been singing live together for 10 years, and doing a lot of performing.
As I understand,
But I
Naeemah,
think this actually was the first recording that we both did together.
Yeah, I think so.
So Naeemah, I think I heard that you were commuting from New York to Philadelphia during the rehearsals or during the recording. What was that experience like?
Well, I moved to Brooklyn about 4 years ago, like at the tail end of 2016, and I still, obviously had one foot in Philly. So I was doing a lot of back and forth, and I feel like a lot of people have a studio set up in their house, so it was easy for me to just get the tracks emailed from, Gretchen, and then I threw on my part, and then I sent those stems or those tracks to Doug and Gretchen. So that was pretty easy to do, just to like drop my part in and then talk to Doug and kind of plan it out that way. But actually, when they shot the video, I definitely wanted to be a part of that, because also a lot of these musicians in the band, when I was living in Philly, I think I would maybe see them maybe 3 or 4 times a year, and so I hadn't seen them in a while. And so I would absolutely jump at the chance to, hang out with Rick and Luke and Gretchen and Doug and Anam and, whoever else we have joining us that day. And so I didn't want to miss out. And I almost did, because I had some bus trouble, but I made it in a nick of time. I was able to make like half of the shoot, and it really worked out. And but yeah, still have one foot in Philly, one foot in New York.
I want to talk about the actual shooting of that. Before we get there, can we talk to Ricardo? Can we pull him up? All right. Well,
Rick.
Let's go.
Yes.
Let's go with Luke.
Yeah.
Let's bring Luke up.
Rick is an amazing drummer that really has a mastery. We got him. He's coming.
Okay. So, so the band. So, tell me a bit about the band.
In any event, I can hear him. Rick, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear.
Can
everyone hear me?
Okay, let's go with
Good.
Let's go with the
maybe
band. Okay.
we'll just have a conversation. And Rick
Sure.
is actually in the main promo photo that was on the back screen, so we could show that, and you guys will get a good view of him and his his energy.
So, Gretchen, how
There we
many-
go. There he is with the drum. Check him out. Thank you, super producer Gormley. This is Rick on the drum. So Rick has been performing actually since the last CD release with me. And Rick, maybe you could talk a little bit about the soca beat. No?
No, Rick. Let's move to Luke.
And let me also just segue that Rick was the one that introduced. No, okay. Actually, let me talk about Rick and the connection between Doug, the producer, if that's okay.
Okay.
So Rick and Doug have been friends since school years, and Doug is a phenomenal producer and multi-instrumentalist that most people know from his work as musical director and bassist for Tina Marie, a world-famous R&B soul performer. But he's worked with a tremendous amount of artists, and Rick himself has shared that one hallmark of Doug is that he never had any airs about him. He was just as eager to work with me, a DIY artist, kind of just figuring things out, as he was with a world-class person like Michael Jackson, Rick James, Tina Marie. So Rick introduced me to Doug, and Doug was interested. He liked my music. He liked the multi-genre sense of my music, the 2 CDs that I have released. He liked my original compositions, and he really called it beautiful music. He said, I just want to promote beautiful music. So I thought he would be the person to go to help me with this production. And he was offering to help produce, and he had a lot of commercial experience. So he really welcomed us with open arms, both he and his wife, CeCe Grigsby, also a phenomenal vocalist. And he was really the mastermind behind the recording and how to finesse the recording for this commercial target and audience, and how to really just make the song sound the best that it can. He brought in Jay Davidson on horns, who sounds like a whole horn section. And I have to give a shout out to my previous bassist, Brandon Krakowski, who really helped this song come to life over years of performing before I turned to Doug and his commercial experience for the production and recording. So if we can get Rick back, we can bring him back. If not, Rick, I'm blowing you a kiss because your groove shines through in this tune. And just a side note that, actually it's more of a center note, that Doug has been in the ICU since September 13th with a massive stroke. So we really deliberated as a group, should we release this tune as scheduled? What would Doug want? What's respectful of him and his artistic input, his creation, and his wishes? And we decided that the song brings a lot of joy, and the Get Out the Vote effort is imperative right now, and we should just keep moving forward. But we do have some ability to try to help support his medical bills right now. And before the end of the broadcast, we'll pull up for you the GoFundMe that his wife started. And I also want you to know that the proceeds from the sale of my Bandcamp track, so the track is on a platform called Bandcamp, it's a website. The proceeds will go to Doug's expenses, to supporting him and his family right now, his wife. Actually, towards his medical expenses specifically. So that's a way that you can support this phenomenal person to rehab, to heal, and to come back and bring his gifts to the world.
Wow. Sending in positive vibes. That's fantastic. He was the producer for the song. Can we bring in Luke? Because I think it's interesting, fascinating that one of the most recognizable characteristics of the song is the guitar. And I think this guy is responsible for that. Hello, Luke. How are you?
Hey, how's it going, Max?
Going all right, mate. It's going all right. I think the obvious question, the main question for me is, how did you come up with that lick?
Huh.
Are you a soca guy? Are you a soca maestro? What's going on?
I am not. So, as Gretchen said, this was very spontaneous. You know, playing with Naeemah and Anam and Brandon and Rick is always amazing because they are like real musicians. I mean, I could play this thing, but you know, those guys are amazing. And you know, what happened there was they just started playing a soca beat, and I was like, what do I do? Because to your point, I'm not a soca guy, and so I just sort of, you know, I've been you know, faking it to making it, or I don't even know if that works, since I was 14 years old, and so I thought about kind of, you know, classic. I mean, soca's more island, Trinidad, but for some reason I was trying to do something more African and didn't really do that, but did something that turned out to work really well.
It sounds very authentic. Did you tune your guitar in a particular way to sonically get that sound? Or is that just the natural sound of your guitar?
That's just the way it sounds. It's you know, I went up at a high register, you know, a little D to, I think it's a D to A or something.
Can we hit? Okay, go ahead, guys. Come on, let's hear it.
Exactly. And it just happened. I mean, I haven't changed much since that first spontaneous moment. I mean, everybody was dancing. It was a lot of fun. And so I've just kept doing it.
So I'm curious to learn, when you contribute to the band, is this the procedure? Is this how it goes down? They throw the idea at you and you're just like kind of like playing, trying to, you know, whatever comes to mind, a stream of consciousness. Is that how
often that happens? I mean, so Gretchen comes with her songs, you know, and there's a lot already laid out, but you know, then we'll you know, either we're in a rehearsal and we'll sort of jam out on something and then it'll turn into something, or we'll be like, in this case, performing and all of a sudden doing something we've never done before. So, I mean, that doesn't always happen. That happens less frequently, but it did this time.
So I'm curious to know, the band is, how many people are in the band? Can you just give me a rundown? Give us a rundown of like the members of the band. Luke is the guitar player, correct? Who wants to answer? Okay. And then Naeemah, go ahead.
Naeemah, background vocals. Anam Owili Eger on keys. Rick on drums. Doug on bass. Brandon on bass. And there are many others that have sort of joined in, especially on the recording, but also live. Gretchen, you're gonna have to correct me if I've left anybody out. But I just have to say one more thing that you were talking to Naeemah before, and it made me think of the time when we were working on this recording, and then she did something in New York and sent it to us, just the vocal tracks. And I mean, you can listen to the song and you can hear it, but it's all, there's all this other stuff going on, which is great. Doug did a great job. But if you just listen, if you can isolate, I don't think we can play that right now. That stuff that Naeemah sent us, I played it and I was just like, it blew me away. It was the most amazing thing. It was just so beautiful. And that just makes the song that much better.
Yeah, absolutely. Because understanding that Naeemah recorded the vocals remotely, and you kind of Doug pieced the songs together. It sounds very it sounds very together, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like you all feed off each other's energy. So I think that's fantastic. What I want to talk about now is, let's get to the video, if that's okay. The performance aspect of the video. You don't know. We're not getting rid of you yet, Luke.
Yeah. Hold on.
Oh, all right. We're just talking
Can
about it. Okay, got it.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
What's going on? Did I miss something? Okay.
I wanted to give those shout outs to the other musicians connected to what Luke was saying.
Go for it.
No, I wanted So The Authentic has often performed with us. An amazing MC, Starlene Bay, performed with us. And certainly every year, different instrumentalists come in and augment the band as well.
Fantastic. But let's talk about the video. And who was involved in the video? I saw Luke in the video, and I saw Naeemah, and I saw Ricardo. Were there any other musicians involved? Can you talk more about that?
Sonia.
Okay. So, tell me, how did the video come about? Because this is really...
And Doug.
Tell me about the video and how that came about. Was that was that planned? How do you get permits to perform in front of a Wawa? These are the things that I'm curious to learn.
I'll let you take that one, Gretchen. So we didn't get permits.
Are you serious?
Okay.
Yeah, no. We just went straight out there.
Cool. So yes.
Just go. Ignore me. Sorry, I was just answering.
This is live stream. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Okay. Yeah, it's super live. We did not get permits. I wanted to give a shout out to Doug, who also was in the recording, and the video. We did what Hezekiah called a guerrilla shoot. So what this was going scout. We literally went first to scout out some locations. In fact, I have some video I'll probably put up on my website later for you to just see of me and Hez going around South Philly scouting out Wawa locations. We looked at the time of day, the sun, what direction the sun would be coming in, what would be an optimal staging where there was space for us to film outside of Wawa, and we picked 3 Wawas. Then we just went. Luke mentioned Sonia, my daughter. She ended up being a little star of the video. She professionally kind of marched through the whole day of filming and just improvised like a champ. She was 10 at the time. And basically we just did what Hez said, a guerrilla shoot. We almost got kicked out of the first Wawa location. No, correction. We did get kicked out and they almost called the police. So we went to the next 2 Wawa locations closer to South Street, and we were very warmly welcomed there by staff and by passersby. So you'll see a lot of people joining in on the video that were just walking by, that decided to jump for us, that decided to have fun and really join the party. This is the whole theme. kind of togetherness and community. And it was, again, what Hezekiah, who I went to because I had been in his video shoot for Jeff Bradshaw, his award-winning, chart-topping, actually single from this year called Prototype, which is Andre 3000 or Outkast remix. I had seen him work as the director, and I really liked that shoot. I enjoyed being an extra, and I knew Hezekiah since my last CD release as a producer, so he agreed to do the shoot and to integrate all the jumps that I had collected or people had sent me from all over the world as part of my little DIY Wawa jump challenge. So he was game to combine all of it with more high-res video photography, and it was a really fun project to do together.
I love the guerrilla aspects of it because it seems very Philadelphia-esque. You know, can we watch the video? Anyway we can get the folks tuning in to see this video, because I think it'd be a great opportunity for them
Drum roll,
to.
please.
Yeah.
Get to the beat, get to the beat. Wake up and jump, wake up and jump. Wawa, wawa. Wake up and jump, wake up and jump. Get to the beat, get to the beat. Wake up and jump, wake up and jump. Wawa, wawa. Wake up and jump. Wawa, wawa.
Wow.
Wake up and jump.
Wow.
Yay!
So I got to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, what has the reception been from Wawa? I think we want to know what has been their response to this magnificent project.
Well, believe it or not, it's been a little bit like Dorothy trying to approach the Wizard of Oz. You have to go through many, many steps and many, many more steps to actually get to Oz. I did arrive at Oz through Harmala Media Agency, through Barclay Group with, Brownstein Group, an advertising agency that works for them. And Wawa declined to accept it, but I think it's kind of not over yet. If a lot of people go to this video and share the video and it gets the numbers up, and if a lot of people buy the tune, then that's a whole different ballpark for me to go back to them and say, hey, what do you think about this potential jingle? So far, I think they have not been willing to embrace it, but I'm kind of not giving up yet.
Cool. I think we might be getting a bit of feedbacking on you. I don't know if the engineer can look into that for a moment. So I want to know about the jumps as well. Is there like I hear there's a jump challenge going on, or there was a jump challenge, or is there a jump challenge in the works? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Absolutely. And maybe the super producer could cue up that 30-second jump challenge. Basically, I wanted to have a video that's kind of like Pharrell's Happy, where lots of people participate. And I thought the first thing I could do is try to get people to jump and send them to me online, and that would help get Wawa's attention. And it would just be a really interactive, fun project along the lines of how I always work in my music and in my life. So I put out a 30-second iMovie edit that I'd created myself online, and I got lots of jumps sent to me from Puerto Rico and from overseas. And then I started to collect iPhone clips myself of people jumping. And that's what you saw on the video that Hez was able to cut together with the more formal videotaping.
Cool. So what happens at this stage now? So we have a wonderful video. Be making more Wawa songs, more. Should we expect a Whole Foods song in the making?
That's a very good question, and many people have asked me, do you license your songs? Are you going into a commercial licensing direction? I'm open to it, but I really do create just from the heart, from things that inspire me, and I don't expect that I'm going to be full on creating 500 songs a year to potentially shop to corporations and advertisers. I just think I have my eyes open to how it's actually done, this licensing thing, so I can take an opportunity when it presents itself. And actually, we started a new tune with Doug. We started recording Layla. I have about 20 to 30 backlog tunes since my last recording that I would love to record and release. So I think after this big event that we're sharing with you all, I'm going to move on to some other great songs, get them documented and out to the world.
And how can people find out more? How can people find this song? And how can people find out more about you and the band?
They can find out all about it at my website, which is kind of scrolling around the bottom of the theme right now. Right there, GretchenElise.com is my website. /Wawa, you can go directly to the page that tells you all the background about this particular project. And at that page, you can also buy the tune. It's pay as you wish, which is a way that lots of musicians are doing these days to really support themselves. You know, if you can pay $10, if you can pay $100 for a track, if you're in the position to, great. If you can only pay $1, still the track is yours. So those proceeds, I'm hoping to raise enough that I can give some back towards the GoFundMe campaign for supporting Doug to get him back on his feet.
Fantastic. I think we've reached that time. So let's thank Gretchen, the band, Luke, Ricardo, Anam, Naeemah, Sonia, who played the, what instrument is that?
It's actually a melodica. See, everything connects. The melodica that was donated by a community member for the public school my children go to, PAL, during one of my instrument drives, trying to increase access to instruments. That was kind of a leftover that the school couldn't really use, so it ended up in my instrument arsenal. See how everything is just all connected. She actually plays the trumpet, but that day she played the melodica.
Fantastic. I want to thank Doug, who couldn't be here, sending him best wishes, and Hezekiah, the producer, the director of the video, a wonderful engineer, and I believe this is a wrap. My name is Lorne, Mags FM. It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. Continued success for this wonderful project, and we're out of here.